Yo, what's up, you guys? Welcome to the season wrap. Thank God. How you
Yeah.
doing tonight, brother?
Good, Kevin. But has there ever been a worse Jets season in your mind? No, I'm not talking about like the Kotite years or the Gase years,
No, because of the expectations,
right?
obviously.
Where do we even,
Wasn't
where do
supposed to
we,
be like this.
no, you're right. And so, Kevin, that my question to you is, and you could rant on, who do we start pointing fingers at? Like everyone knows the obvious, Woody, Albrecht, but is it deeper than that? Like, can it be deeper than that? Is it just a like I don't know anymore? I don't know. Like, I don't know where to go with this team, Kevin. I don't know where to go with this team.
It leaves you speechless.
No,
It really does.
exactly.
It really does. Because some of the crap that we sat here and watched this season was like, are you kidding me? It was like Keystone Cops type things,
No.
like stuff I've never seen happen in an NFL game before.
Yeah. 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 And
But
and
then,
and
but then, but then you have something like yesterday, and okay, I know it was the Dolphins, and they quit halfway through the third quarter because they know that the Broncos were killing the Chiefs. I
yep.
get it. Tyreek Hill took himself out of the game,
Yep.
which
Yep.
his coach called him out for, which that's over with, obviously.
The thing is, Kevin, that the Dolphins in 40-degree or less weather have a worse record than the Jets in those games. So
Hmm.
odds are the Jets were probably going to win that game, only if you go by who had the better record in games under 40 degrees.
Right.
Yesterday's game, no Jet fan should be looking at yesterday's game and going, where was that all year? Where was that all year? And let me tell you something, Kevin. Even with that we saw yesterday, how many times are you gonna force feed the ball to Devontae Adams? Nothing against Adams, but you can't win
Double
when
coverage,
your quarterback.
double and triple coverage sometimes. It's like, all right, already. We get it. We
Yeah,
get it. Look somewhere
yeah.
else.
Yeah, and I know Garrett Wilson came out last week and said there's no rift between the two of them. But let me tell you something. The fact that you're not finding our young receiver, our talented young receiver, our young talented best receiver the ball more.
Well, what did I hear or see on Instagram? They were all hanging out last night on Instagram. Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams. So the one big
I'm not.
happy
I
family.
don't think. I don't
Sauce.
think. I don't think there's a rift with the receivers. I think there's a rift with who Aaron Rodgers wants to keep in his circle and who he wants to tell F you to.
Who was the only one without a touchdown pass yesterday?
Yeah, yeah. And I didn't watch much of the post game show on SNY, but I
Brees
heard
got, Brees got one. Devontae got one. Conklin got one. Lazard got one.
yeah, yeah. But he made sure in his press conference to say, "Oh, Conklin's a good guy. He's one of the inner circle guys." What does that mean, Aaron? The inner
Yeah.
circle guys?
And Conklin got the 500, right?
Yeah, yeah. What does that mean? The inner circle guys.
I don't know. I don't know. Buys into their mindset. I don't know.
Buys into the fact that what? Every mistake is not Rodgers' mistake. Like, I'm still aggravated that he had the nerve last weekend to call Yeboah out on a play that if he would have hit Yeboah in stride, it
He
would have
goes,
been a
walks in.
touchdown.
Yeah, he walks in.
And then you're going to call the kid out. And Rodgers is famous because he did the same thing with Mike Williams. Yeah, Mike Williams the other night against Cincinnati, even in a look, had that great friggin' catch down the sidelines.
Hmm. You want him back?
Who?
Rodgers.
Rodgers? I'm glad you asked me that, Kevin, because it's the same answer I'm going to give you with some of the coaches you probably going to name. I don't know anymore. I am such in a coma of what is right and wrong. If I say I don't, the question is, well, then who do you go with? Who's the next man up? Who's this quarterback for this franchise? And if I say I do, because right now he's probably the best, do I alienate Garrett Wilson? Can I live with Garrett Wilson not being happy a whole year, or Rodgers talking behind his back and trying to ship him out?
Well, I mean, I don't know. In my opinion, where else you gonna go? First of all, the cap number is ridiculous. The cap hit you'd take. Who are you gonna go? What are you gonna go get Cousins? I mean,
No, 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 no.
another
There's this
retread?
there's this hot rumor, and this is where Jet fans drive me
I
crazy.
know, I know.
You,
JJ
you-
McCarthy.
yeah, like Jet fans act like because they say they want this guy, the other team is gonna say, "Oh, the Jets want him. Here you go, here you go."
Well, that's fine if you want to do that. Doesn't mean I don't want Rodgers as the QB next year.
But Kevin, you say that's fine if you want to go there, but no, who says even if Sam Donald takes this team to the Super Bowl, the Vikings, let's say, I don't know
Hmm.
how far they're gonna go into the playoffs. You know,
Which I have a connection with Sam. I have a couple of things I want to get to after we
the whole point I'm
intro in
trying to
here.
make
So,
is that when this league now is kind of going in the path of you have your A quarterback, but you need your next man up just in case. What makes Jet fans think they're going to just part with a kid who they control for another 4 more years? What, because they got Daniel Jones? Big friggin' deal.
I don't know. It's like a complete clusterfuck. The whole thing. The whole thing.
Yeah, yeah. And I get the connection. You were going to make the connection that if they interview Flores from the Vikings, there's the connection. If they interview McCown, there's the
There you go.
connection.
There you go. There's the connection.
Let me ask you something, Kevin. And listen, I've been screaming for McCown to be the quarterback's coach for years for this team, but is he head coach material?
No.
No.
Listen, the only guy, okay, the only guy I would, this long list of coaches that they have interviewed or are going to interview. The only guy I would take off of there and consider taking that doesn't have head coaching experience is Aaron Glenn. Forget all these other coordinators. Forget Ben Johnson. Oh, Ben Johnson,
Johnson
Ben
doesn't even, you
Johnson,
know
Ben
what, Kevin?
Johnson.
Johnson doesn't even want to come here. Fuck him. Goodbye. He wants to go to the Bears. Goodbye. Try to go to the Bears.
Now I'm hearing McCarthy to the Bears, maybe.
I heard Pete Carroll already threw his name in that ring that he wants the Bears.
No kidding.
There's two, there's two, possibly three coordinators I will take. Okay? You named Aaron Glenn. I like the Jet connection. I like the Jet connection.
Hmm.
You know, I don't
Hmm.
mind if they bring in Aaron Glenn. I understand that people don't want first time coordinators again. I like the
No,
fact that he's an ex
no.
Jet and he has some stake in this.
That's the only reason.
Okay.
That
But I'm going to give you
yes.
two names. I'm going to give you two guys that I like. One's already been a coach. He is a New York native from the Bronx. I know people might not like him. You know, I think a second chance might be better. I don't have problem with Flores.
No, like I have a list. Okay, I compiled the list here of the
Okay, so
people
we
that
can go
they've,
through it. But
and
before you give me
I
your
took
list, hold on.
one word, one word. Now this is just my opinion. One
Yeah.
word, and I put it next to each guy.
Okay. Now my other coordinator for first time coach, I wouldn't mind in here because it would be us stealing from the rich. I wouldn't mind Joe Brady from Buffalo.
Hmm. Okay.
Coordinator, I'm not sold on. Now, Kevin, as much as you love Rex, and you'll get into your list in a second, Rex said something today that this is why we as Jet fans love him, but why I'm scared about it. He said if he takes over, the country club bullshit stops. And props to that because I'm all for that. I'm
That's
all for that.
that's not all he said.
Oh, so if you have more, fill us in, fill us in.
I believe he said something to the effect of when you skip minicamp and shit like that, how are you committed to the team?
Yeah. Yeah,
And
good. I didn't hear all that. I just heard the country club one.
he said that too. He's like, now that's going to change. He said, if I'm in here, that's going to change.
Yeah.
Now, if we can work that out, terrific. Because I think
Yeah.
he still can throw the damn ball. He said so.
Yeah. And Kevin, when you hear Rex speak like that, this is why I don't fault Jet fans out there. And a lot of our ex friends, our ex, feel the same way. And I understand that because you know what this guy does, what he says. If he says it, he's going to do it. What I'm afraid with Rex, Kevin, and this is just me, and I'm sure others have said it, not that he's been away for the game for 7 years. I don't know if you could come home again. It's like the kid who goes to college, he never feels comfortable again at home. He doesn't feel right. He's not in his skin. Will this be the first time a coach has coached a team, left, and came back? Has any coach ever coached a team like that? This will be the first in NFL history,
I
correct?
think so. Hey, we're good at making history.
That's true. But the wrong history.
Yeah, well, hopefully that's it. Listen, I had three guys on my
Go ahead.
one, two, and three who I wanted. Okay,
Okay. You
in
give
in the
your
no in no specific order.
Okay,
First,
you
first
give
of all,
yours.
first of
Go
all,
before you
okay.
go. Hold on a second, Kevin. Before you give your three, after you give your three, I'm gonna give you what I would hope for, which would be the Holy Trinity. And I know people might laugh at me when I give this Holy Trinity. This is my Holy Trinity. But go give yours, and then I'm gonna tell you what I would love for to happen.
First of all, I want to cover this list of the people that are on the damn list. Holy
Yeah,
crap!
yeah, by all means. Yeah, we got
Okay,
10 names down here, right?
first
Maybe
we
more
got
than 10.
first we got Vrabel. Now we know with the firing of Mayo yesterday, okay, or today, whenever it was, he's going to the Pats. We know that. We
Yeah.
know that. That's why it was done that way.
Yeah, exactly. Do you find that
Okay.
move classless? Hold on. Do you find that move classless? I
Hmm.
know coaches do it.
I
They say
find
they're
it.
not
I
firing.
let me put it this way. I find it patriotic,
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's a good
and
way of
I
putting
don't
it.
mean the American
Oh,
kind.
I know what you're saying. Oh, I know.
Yes.
Or cheatriotic.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Then we have Ron Riverboat Rivera,
You could even,
who
don't even.
who my one word next to him. Okay, my word next to Vrabel was Pats. Okay, my word next to Riverboat Ron is nope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Flores. That was another guy on my list. Okay, I had a maybe next to him.
Okay.
I could deal with Flores.
All right.
That then we have McCown on the list.
Okay.
That's where I have my Darnold connection. Okay, you
Okay.
never know. Joe Brady, I know you like him. I'm gonna yeah, possibility, but I'm gonna take a pass. Okay.
Okay.
Nagy, Matt Nagy, nope. Nope. Arthur Smith, please, please.
Yeah. What? You kidding me?
Brian
What?
Brian Greasy. No, what is my next one? Brian
Okay.
Greasy.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Aaron Glenn. That's the only coordinator I would even consider to want having here.
Okay.
Vance Joseph, Bobby Slowick.
Uh-huh.
Why? Why? And I come to the last guy on my list, Rex.
Yeah.
Capital Y, capital E, capital S.
Okay.
That's where I'm at. I mean, my three guys were Vrabel, Flores, and Rex.
Okay.
Vrabel's going to the Pats. Who knows with Flores, but I mean, he's also a defensive guy. If you're going to go for a defensive guy, you might as well get Rex.
Okay. Kevin, are you kidding yourself because you're living in that past of those two great years? Do you Are you really think that Rex could come in here and right this ship?
First of all, you need somebody who knows how to deal with Woody. That's the first thing. And to me, he does. Because
Okay.
tomorrow, in my opinion, when he comes in there tomorrow, he's going to sell Woody up and down a bill of goods. He's
Okay.
Rex.
Okay.
Okay, that's the first thing. And we got to kick some ass. There's got to be accountability in this damn building.
Yeah.
And I know he'll do it. I know he will.
Okay.
That was the little telegraph. And did you hear him on the radio today? 100%. I'm gonna get this job. 100%.
Well, I think he thinks that now that Vrabel is out of the mix, he's the only one here with top seniority, like coaching wise.
And I see people all over social media. "Oh, anybody, any Jet fan that wants Rex back.
Yeah.
All
No,
right.
I
All
know
right.
because it's that 50-50 split again, but that's Jet Nation. Nothing we never agree on anything.
When was the last time you won?
I
Really
know,
won?
but Kevin,
Really won anything? Anything?
69. Okay, if you want to talk about like 1969.
Yeah.
Ever since then, everything else was we almost got to the pinnacle, but our arms weren't long enough. You know?
When was the last time this organization had any whiff of success? And don't give me that shit. It was making these teams.
Yeah. Well, I never buy into
I,
that because Kevin, any coach that takes
you
over,
still got to
hey,
coach them.
and not only that, any coach that takes over a team, at least 80% of that team, someone else already coached them. So that bullshit's got to get to it's a Mangini team, a Mangini team. All right, you know what? It was a Mangini team, but he took them farther than Mangini did. So that bullshit's got to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? My only fear with Rex is Kevin, not that he can't do it. I just don't know if something like this could be. Am I supposed to believe the Jets are going to be the first team to bring a coach back for the second time and this time it's going to work? That's what worries me. That's what worries me. Not that Rex can't do it, because he's the only one who could probably go over to Aaron Rodgers and in a slight way say, Aaron, fuck up now. Come on, let's go. You're better than this.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to
Mm-hmm.
get this is why Ulbrich can't do it, because even if Ulbrich was a decent coach, Rodgers has got 30 years over him.
He's getting an interview too, Albrecht. Why do
I
you
didn't
have to
even write his.
interview him? Why do you have to
I didn't even
interview
write.
him?
Yeah,
You're interviewing him? Weren't the
yeah.
last 8 weeks or whatever the hell we've
Well,
watched, or however many weeks have been in the interview?
Kevin, I think that's more of good faith. I think they're just doing it to say, oh, they don't want to
How
kick
many
him to the
people are
curb.
you interviewing?
Well, if you put Ulbrich on the list, and there were rumors that they're interested in the Tampa Bay OC, but I haven't heard anything else from that. You're looking at about 12 people, and
Like
that's
I
what scares
said,
me.
it's like you don't know what you want and you're just
Exact,
looking until you find it.
exactly, and that's what scares me.
It's like you're on a scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh shit, we liked what he said. We liked what he said. We liked what he said. We liked what he
Pick a
said.
couple of your favorites, interview them, and pick somebody.
Now, I know this is far-fetched, but as a Jet fan, I want coaches now, or I want a coach who has some ties to this team that really, and there's three names on our list. What are and I know this is far-fetched, that's why I'm saying it. This is just like a dream scenario. Is there any way you get Rex Ryan as the head coach, almost kind of like a Bill Parcells kind of thing. And he on the side talks to Aaron Glenn to be the in charge of the defense. You talk to McCown about being in charge of the offense with the hopes that in 2 or 3 years, either one of them could take over this team.
Go get
That's a
go
far-fetched.
go go get Bart Scott as linebackers coach.
Yeah, bringing Mangold as your O-line coach, or DeBrickashaw Ferguson, or Willie
Yeah,
Colon,
yeah.
or Damian Woody. Go ask Chad Pennington to be the quarterbacks coach. Like, bring in some guys who have some ties and care about. Bring Testaverde if he's interested as a coach. Like somebody who bleeds this team.
hmm hmm I mean, that's another thing that's, I mean, is what, like I said, I see people killing people with my opinion all over. That's another thing that draws me to Rex. He loves the damn team. He loves the team.
Yeah, I know.
He
I know.
wants to be the who wants the job like that.
Yeah. But Kevin, here we go. Here we go. All right, you like Rex, that's fine. I like, I don't know, Aaron Glenn, that's fine. Who is the GM that is going to approve these coaches?
That's what takes me to my other list.
Go ahead. Because I'm going to give you a GM that is going to shock you to your core. And people are going to say I'm the dumbest guy in the world.
You know who I want as GM?
Okay.
Louis Riddick.
Okay. May I ask why? Because you hear what he says on ESPN and he sounds intelligent?
I think he'd work well with Rex. The GM and the coach got to work together.
I agree.
They have to.
I
They
agree.
have
That's
to
what I'm
have a
saying.
good
But
relationship. They have to work together.
and that's why I asked you, why isn't the GM being hired first so he could sit on these interviews? Now,
Now, and now, even though I said Riddick,
yeah.
I have the list in front of me of their GM candidates. There's a guy who's not on the list that I would much rather see as GM
Go ahead.
than Louis Riddick. And
Go
he
ahead.
just happens to be the guy in charge of the search.
Okay. Tannenbaum?
Yes, run it back, baby. Mr. T and Rex. Run it back.
Can I throw a name into this GM search that will shock the
Yeah, go
world?
ahead.
And I would love for the Jets to do this because I think it's time we need to step away from, I have to say this correctly, that old way of thinking, that old style of thinking, that only one person or one demographic can do this job. How about a female GM?
I
How
know who
about
you're going to
Dawn
say.
Aponte?
Yeah, I know. I knew exactly where you were going. I
She's
knew exactly.
worked under Parcells. She's worked under Tannenbaum. She was runner-up, I believe runner-up. I could be wrong for the Chargers GM job a couple of years ago. I could be wrong. You know,
Didn't I hear some talk about her being considered for an interview not long ago?
that one
Remember?
might have been for that Chargers GM job a few years ago. I believe that's what she was a runner-up for.
Okay.
Just
All
some
right.
out of the box thinking, Kevin, because this
Mm-hmm.
organization just seems to be in reverse. Like everything they do, they never seem to get the car in drive. The car never gets in drive. Maybe a female way of doing something different. I don't know. I don't know anymore, Kevin. I'm just baffled because
See, and if we're all just where do you go?
I don't. It's true because again,
Pick
if
some.
we
We're just trying to pick something that works, you know?
yeah, because Kevin, if you go back 5 months from today, if we go back to August 31st, when the roster came out and you looked at this roster, and we said it, Kevin, you heard me say it a million times, who are you going to stop? This guy here, this guy here, this guy. You can't stop anyone. Yet we scored 2 games this year more than 30 points twice. We lost a record, a record league, a league record. We lost 6 games, I believe it was, where we had the lead going into the fourth quarter. Six.
3 games missing kicks.
Yeah. But 6 where we lost the lead. And all because Ulbrich, his balls were so big, he couldn't promote a defensive coordinator and take over the offensive part. I mean, and just be the head coach. I mean, not the, I'm sorry, the offensive, but just be the head and give somebody the defensive coordinating part.
I'm surprised they didn't make Hackett the coach. I'm serious.
You know who should they made the coach? I believe it. I might have Middleton,
Mm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
He
Mm-hmm.
should have been the
Mm-hmm.
head coach
Yes.
and let
Yes.
Ulbrich stay where he
Yes.
was.
Yes.
Because the defense was somewhat decent the first 5 weeks until
Mm-hmm.
he took over head coach. He's not a head coach, Kevin. He still don't know what he's doing out there.
Some of the decisions are like, oh shit, what are you doing?
Yeah, no, exactly, Kevin.
Throw the
Exactly.
challenge flag.
Yeah. And let me tell you something. I don't care. That flip to Reed yesterday was not throwing.
Legal. That
Why
was legal.
Now, listen, I know every goddamn rule.
That was a backwards lateral. We could see that.
Maybe you can't review that type of a play, but if you can, he dropped the ball by not reviewing that play. Because that took us out of another chance for a field goal.
How can you look at that as referees and say it's an illegal forward pass? What?
Because they don't want the Jets to win. They did not want the Jets to win this game.
What? I don't know. So that's where it's at, you know. I thought the quarterback played a good game yesterday for his last game. The whole offense started slow, but you know.
Yeah, and we're lucky the defense kept us in that first half because at some point I said to you, they're going to shit this game again, this defense.
Defense showed up, though, yesterday.
Yeah.
Defense showed up.
But Kevin, I know Quinnen was hurt yesterday, so nothing against him. But if I have to see Kinlaw and Michael Clemens in a Jet uniform next year and playing 70% of the snaps with Solomon Thomas, I'm gonna fucking freak. I'm gonna freak.
No. This you got to get. I mean, okay, we're going to get Jermaine Johnson back, but you got to get something else on this defensive line and get the hell rid. Can we get rid of Hassan?
Oh yeah, well you know he's gone.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Why don't you just sit over there? I mean, you're not doing nothing.
How could a man who was so dominant the year before come here and have the worst pressures and the worst sack totals that anyone ever had? Half the sack?
Trying not to get hurt.
Yeah, but he collected his $9.5 million because Ulbrich made sure he got him in enough times.
Yeah, of course.
And Kevin?
Well, he finally has a full sack because he got because he got another half yesterday.
Okay. Big deal, 1 sack.
Yeah.
Kevin, that Woody Johnson, if the NFL can't figure out how to get this man to sell this team, that comment that he made on SNY, this is why Jet fans, I don't know if you heard the comment, I'm sure you have by now. This is why we will never win anything. When our owner sits there and says, oh, it wasn't only me, all these big time networks put us in prime time 6 times, they got it wrong too. Seriously, fucking Woody? Seriously?
And hey, we won the last game and we didn't quit. So everything's looking up.
We won the last game and we didn't quit, but the 6 games prior to that we quit on. You don't want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Is he kidding me? This is my owner?
That's why whoever you hire as the head coach and the GM, will you get the hell out of the way and
Yeah.
just let them do their job?
And Kevin, far be it from me to sit here and talk about another man's family,
Stop
but
being Jerry Jones.
far be it from me to sit here and talk about a man's family, but if there's truth to the rumor that Woody's wife and kids are in the in the dressing room mocking players,
He said that's
that's
not true.
who said that's not true?
Woody,
Yeah, of course he said it's
I
not
saw
true.
something today when he said that's completely fabricated,
Okay,
completely false.
okay. Even the time that Brick interrupted and gave the game ball to Garrett Wilson when Rodgers wanted to give it to Albrecht, that's fabricated too. Okay, I'm just asking. I don't know. I don't
I don't
know.
know. I don't know. Who do we believe? I don't know.
It's hard for me. It's hard for me to sit here in the court of public opinion and agree with Woody when I heard his comment last night trying to say, well, not only did I get it wrong, all the big networks got it wrong. I don't care what the big networks think. I don't care if the big networks
Look how many
never
prime
put.
time games we were in.
Yeah. I don't care if we're never in prime time. Win the fucking games, Woody. Don't act like prime time got it wrong. Oh, whoa. To what? You're justified because 247 and ESPN got it wrong too? Come on. It's such asinine thing to say, Woody. I wasn't the only one who
You
got it
got it.
wrong.
You thank God like you hired this. I gotta say, if it was some like a couple of morons, but I kind of trust Tannenbaum maybe to at least try to do the right thing. Thank God Woody's not in charge of this. Like, I mean, I know ultimately he is, but at least he's not seeking out the people like and listening to Peyton Manning. Oh, go hire Adam Gase.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. I don't know.
Kevin, Kevin, when you look at the top 10, and when you look at this year's draft, the first 10 picks, nine of those teams, nine out of the 10 teams, what they have in common is they have an average to below quarterback. The Jets have one of the greatest of all times, and we're picking seventh.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. When you come to New York, it doesn't matter. And speaking of New York, hey, so much for people saying, "Oh, Rex is the head coach and Dable offensive." So much for that. Dable staying with the Giants, so
Yeah, 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 yeah. Did that
no.
shock you that Dable and Sean are staying?
Mm, yeah, kinda. I mean, you gave all that money to Jones, and where is he?
Is that Dable's fault? It's mostly the GM's
Yeah,
fault,
mostly the
right?
GM, but yeah, you're keeping him too.
Mara approved that Daniel Jones,
Yep.
So
But I don't know.
it's going to be interesting, Kevin. Like the next few weeks are going to be interesting. Now, let me ask you, just in football general, Jared Mayo was let go Patriots. We know about our situation, and Doug Peterson from Jacksonville gone. Were
Yes,
you surprised more other coaches, or maybe I missed it? More of the coaches weren't announced today, firings?
it's early. I guess give it a couple days. I mean, I know it's Black Monday and all, but
Yeah.
give it a couple days. Maybe some. Now McCarthy, I know his contract ends,
Okay.
so he's kind of like a free agent.
Yeah.
So, and that's
Yeah.
another guy I saw maybe linked to the Bears. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I want him either.
no. Well, I know Rodgers and Adams would love to have him. So,
Yeah, I'm sure they would. I'm sure they would.
No,
Yeah,
so
so
I mean, so I don't know when Albrecht interviews. I saw it's this week. You got
yeah.
Rex tomorrow. Now these other candidates like Aaron Glenn and stuff, they can't interview in person. I heard, but something they can do it virtually or something.
I thought if your team has a bye this week, you could interview them. You could
Yeah.
have them in. Now on Wednesday, Eagles assistant GM Alec Halsey is coming in for an interview. That's Wednesday.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Eagles.
We'll see.
Something about Eagles GMs and
Oh yeah, with that Joe Douglas connection.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I, I don't
I
know.
know.
I might not want to go there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Anyway, Kev,
Yeah, don't
I
know what
don't know.
else to say. It was a
Yeah, like
very disappointing season.
yeah, this whole season, everything from the way some players were used to moving players around. Like, of course, we always complained, oh, he was constantly overweight, he was never healthy, but he played well this year for the Eagles because they left Becton at
Becton.
his position.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Becton was going to play well. I'm not trying to get on the Becton bandwagon. But you wonder if sometimes do the Jets outcoach themselves or outthink themselves?
Why can nobody perform at a high level here?
You bring in AVT, he's the left guard, but you want to try him at right. You bring in Fajanu, he's the left guard. You want like constantly moving these guys around. Why? Why don't you? You drafted an O line, a left tackle, let him play left tackle. Like what? Feel the need to out some think they're smarter than everyone else. Oh, we're geniuses. We're gonna move this guy to tackle. No one's gonna expect it, and he's gonna be great. Leave the guy alone. If he's played that position and he's played it well, let him stay there. I'm
I
just
don't
tired
know.
of it.
Yep.
You draft the right guard, leave him at right guard. You draft the center, leave him at center.
And I mean, I know you want versatility. I know you want these guys to be able to play all over the line, but come on, it's like anything else. When you do the same thing every day, you get really good at it.
Agree, Kevin. I'm also from the school that when you take these young kids and they come out of the draft, let them settle in their position 2 or 3 years, then try them somewhere else. The other
Hmm.
problem is, Kevin, where football kind of ruins things, you can't do anything anymore in preseason where we'll say, let's test you there one game because you're not risking getting your starters hurt anymore. So these
Hmm.
players don't even play preseason anymore.
Yep. Yep.
We grew up and we looked at preseason, and coaches really knew who their players were. Those players defined themselves during those games. Now you're going into week one going, oh, I hope he can make it. I hope he's good enough. I hope he's. I don't know. I don't know. The game's changing sometimes, not for the better all the time, but we'll see, Kevin. We'll see. We'll see.
I, I I just can't believe what the expectations of the last 2 years, really. I mean,
Yeah,
we know what happened last year,
yeah,
but what the hell happened this year?
yeah.
Uh, Very disappointing, as
Do you, re-
usual. As
hey, Kevin,
usual.
do you realize that 6 years ago, when Joe Douglas had his first draft, Austin Davis, who hardly plays, but whenever he plays, does something, is the only surviving guy left from that fucking draft class in year one. And who else is of this fucking team? How many draft picks has Joe Douglas picked survived this team?
Played a hell of a game
Yeah,
yesterday,
two
Davis. Yeah.
interceptions, right? I think he
Yep.
had two.
Yep. Yep.
Man, I don't get it.
I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't,
get it.
I don't know. Too
Anyway,
much
Kev.
talent. Too much talent to have 5 wins.
Yeah, yeah. Not even, this team should have been a playoff team. Even if it was a wild card, this team should have been a playoff team. God. We never even discussed last week against Buffalo. Where were they going with the guy carrying the boombox and whatever shit music they were? Oh, they 14 See that move.
Are you kidding me? That's
Okay,
a
that move.
that's something that you do when, like, maybe you won the division.
And Kevin, that's something you do in high school to psych out the other team on your home field. That is so childish. That is so Brick. You can see Brick calling that. Let's play the boombox. Yeah. It's Kevin. There are some days like that I want to be
And
so
and
done.
okay, you do that, and what the hell happened in the game? Boy, did
Yeah,
you get skunked.
yeah. Oh yeah. 40-0 by the end of the third quarter.
And then you got your own teammates saying that some of you quit.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. But this is why, Kevin, like I see things like that, and this is why sometimes I want to hate this team, but I can't. I keep coming back. I keep coming
Like,
because I'm
we're
but
junkies.
they're
It's like a
not
drug.
giving me anything.
It's like a drug.
Yeah, but they're not giving me anything. 55 years old, 48 years watching this team, and I sat through what is it now? 45 losing seasons, 48 losing seasons in the last 63 years, or whatever. It's ridiculous.
Can't take it anymore.
Ridiculous.
Can't take it anymore. Well, I got nothing else to say, brother.
All right. That's it from us. Jets wrap. Least we'll be back on Saturday talking playoffs.
Yes,
Some
we
good
will. Yes,
football.
about real football teams.
Yes. Yes. Anyway, that's it
Hungry.
for me, brother.
All right. Well, you guys, another year, another another year come and go.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
catch you next Saturday, though. Talk some playoffs, some wild card weekend.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh
brother.
yeah.
You take care. You guys
You
have a good
too.
night, and we'll see you Saturday. And until then, shut up. Ah, talk to you later.